Oh, snap. What's going on there, YouTube?
What's up, YouTube?
This is JVS here. You see how you did that?
Yeah.
We didn't even say like SCL. We said JVS. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Yeah.
So we are back for a brand new movie review.
Back one more time, guys, for what's the name of the movie? Selfless. Yeah.
So the movie, y'all, like before we even kind of break it down, it really surprised me. When I looked at the trailers and the concept behind like the movie, I thought the concept seemed pretty interesting. You know, it was kind of like a blend of science fiction meets like kind of like this thriller and suspense kind of thing. And I was like, hopefully it's good. But I had really low expectations going into it, and it exceeded my expectations. Like I really actually enjoyed the movie. You had some small comments like how you enjoyed the movie. Like, what was your thoughts going into the movie when you first kind of like saw a glimpse of it, and then you went to the theater and you saw what you saw?
I thought it was, the trailer. Watching the trailer, definitely, I thought it was interesting.
Yeah,
I thought it was an interesting premise, interesting concept. Man, like you said, Sam. I went into a.
Why do you sound like Obama? What? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. President. I don't know why he did that.
I went into this movie. You know, I didn't think it was gonna be a bad movie, but I didn't think it was gonna be that good. Just smoke. There's salt in the air. But I wouldn't say I went in with low expectations, but I went in with I didn't think it was gonna be as good as it was.
Yeah. Yeah, most definitely.
You know, so with that being said, let's just jump right in.
Okay.
So what'd you enjoy about this movie?
For me, I guess this is kind of like a segue into the visuals for it. I thought that all the science fiction scenes and the scientific stuff behind what was going on, it was so subtly done with the transitions between camera work. They had different camera parts where it was pacing through Ben Kingsley or Damien, the character Damien's scenes in the beginning of him being really sick and stuff like that, and stuff that he's dealing with. It paced along so well, but it kept stuff away from you. And I could tell it what was going on, and I was like, wait, why is his hand dirty? Like, why did they not talk about this? Like, what are the ramifications of that? And because they did the camera angles and the camera shots and the transition, the editing so well, that when they finally did get to the science fiction part, it just transitioned perfectly. And that was one of the things that for me, when I think about Face Off, when Face Off first came out, the whole concept of taking somebody's face off and then doing it, like it just sounds crazy and stupid. But when you're looking at it in the movie, it's like, wow, that just happened. Wow, that's a wow factor. And wow, what is the ramifications of what they just did? This takes that to a whole nother level because visually and like subconsciously, you're thinking about, okay, this is something that's immoral or moral from one person's point of view. From the person that's dying or the person that, you know, without spoiling anything, it's a lot that I like the concept behind that. But I think the camera work and then the smooth transition between how they did that was awesome. But then the action in it, the action was awesome. Like Ryan Reynolds is an awesome action star. And I mean, not only is he funny and quick-witted, but I thought that even his portrayal of the character was done so well. I feel like he was mimicking certain notions of Ben Kingsley in this one, and they played off each other really well. They'd have to have done time together, in my opinion, to study up who this character is, Damien, and how he defines his role. And so I think that, like I said, the visuals for it, I thought it was done really well, but then the action sequences were awesome. What about you?
Man, visuals, man, do I have to, dude, like there's one part of the movie, well, yeah, Damien's character, you see how this guy is living, y'all. And man, I don't want to spoil it, but this dude is flossing. I don't think I've ever seen someone that
wealthy,
that high life status. But I couldn't fathom how he lives. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but when you check it out, you're gonna be like, I think your jaw's gonna drop as how baller this dude is.
Yeah.
Not only that, but there was like visually, like they do this when parts of the movie is like one thing that they the main character Damien struggling with is like the fact that like Mark pretty much his the person's original body, his subconscious or his mind is coming back, and the way they do that visually is pretty cool. Like it's a cool effect to where like the screen is being like warped and kind of fisheye, but it's not overdone. But the way they do it is very unique and original. And it's a cool effect because like you're watching, it's like, yo, what's going on? It's trippy, but at the same time, it's like it's almost as if like
you're actually
going through it.
That's what I was thinking. The same thing. Like when I was sitting there looking, I was like, dude, whoa, I'm tripping out. Like I saw these sudden glimpses, but then like, if any of y'all ever had vertigo, or if any of y'all ever been like disoriented between like drugs or anything like that, like you can trip out like how he's tripping out in this movie. And like when you start thinking about memories that have been suppressed in from something else, you don't know what body that Damien has jumped into. Like you get a concept of what the past was, or even a name Mark, but it's so much more. There's a lot of twists and turns that we're not going to talk about, but they were done really well. And it's really subtle. It's a subtle script. It's to the point, but it's not like too overdrawn, because I could have seen times where it's like, oh man, I'm jealous of him being in the high life, but they addressed like how sick he was. They addressed like even after he transitioned into what they call shading or shedding, that whole process was not easy at all. And then even when he was good, you still saw the detriment what he went through. And it's a really humbling experience. And so I guess we can go talk about the acting in it. The acting in it was actually really good. I think Ryan Reynolds did a great job. Like I said kind of before, like him and Ben Kingsley, they play off each other really well. Ben Kingsley, he's an amazing actor. But I think that Matthew Good that plays Albright, the guy that's the scientist that's kind of doing the procedure. Oh my gosh, Joe's crush, Natalie Martinez that plays Madeline.
She does a good job. No, like all seriousness, she does a good job.
He's got
like,
a crush on her.
She has for her role, she has a very emotional role.
Yeah.
Like, and for someone in her situation, like you don't know
how would you deal
with that.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm just like, wow, like her performance is really good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think she had the best performance.
I don't know, man. I think Ryan.
That's just me.
I think that Ryan had it only because we get to see how the mannerisms and how Ben Kingsley acted, and he mimicked that perfectly. But then when you start to realize that the body that he's in, he starts taking on the characteristics of the body, and because of that, that's not easy. It's not easy to sit there and go and you taking one character, you mimicking that, and then you got your own personality, and then you got something else that is an attachment. When he starts using the hand-to-hand combat stuff, like that's not easy at all. And all the time I can see the anguish in his eyes, the spectacle in his eyes, and it's just like we're going through the immersion of the whole situation with him. His partner Victor Garber that plays Martin. Victor Garber, he's in Arrow. And he's in The Flash, and he's going to be in, I think, The Legend of Tomorrow, because he plays, the one that connected with Robbie, Firestorm. So that's him. And he does a decent job. Even Derek Luke was up in this joint, and he was playing, like, he plays an interesting role, all I can say. Like, when his role goes up there, you'll see what I'm talking about. But he does a really good job as well. So I thought the acting was on point. What about you as far as the acting is concerned?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
So I guess the last final part is the story. I don't want to say too much because I feel like we've already revealed a little bit too much to y'all. But all I can say is a really interesting ride. It's not just, like I said, a sci-fi kind of film that adds in stuff like Looper. It was just kind of like this great kind of fusion, But it also adds a really good life lesson, really good morals. And it's got a lot of traction between the action, the background of the main character, and the other characters around him. And not just that, just the immersion of the story. Like, there were points that towards the end, I was like, well, why would this character do this, you know? But you never know what will be going through your mind in something like this. This is uncharted territory, just the whole concept of this movie. So for that, I can't fault the character. I was just kind of annoyed by it. But all around, I really enjoyed the story. I didn't see really too many faults with it. I thought it was really intriguing. It kept me entertained the whole entire time. What about you as far as the story?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Great theme. Great theme. I love the message behind this movie, man.
What did the message mean to you?
What it mean to me? I'm not gonna say because I don't want to spoil anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
You think no? He didn't get out of it because if you leave in the conversation below for us to do a spoiler review for it, we'll do that, and then he has to explain.
Yeah, I'll definitely explain it. I'll definitely explain it, but he thought he gonna get me off guard though. Nah, not today, say it.
But
not up here.
So you notice this time we haven't like gave any like specific numbers. I feel like that can be a cop out sometimes between different numbers. We're just gonna give it a letter. For me, I give this actually a B plus. I actually really enjoyed this. I would have said just a B, but the way that the ending message send off was and the action I didn't anticipate, I actually give it a B plus. I actually really enjoyed this movie.
Yeah.
What letter would you give?
I'll give it a B plus as well. Because this is a type of movie that can, you know, be appealing to different audiences.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would recommend this to all my friends. Like, yo, check this movie out. So not only is it like a mind trip, and people love a good mind trip, but it's also a good, you know, action movie and it tells a good story.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think not only. And that's kind of hard thing to do because I think this movie can appeal to different audiences such as like both men, women, you know what I'm saying, people in a relationship, people who are single, you know what I'm saying, parents. So I mean, I think it touches different groups. So I think it does a good job.
Yeah. So that is our review for Selfless, starring Ryan Reynolds. Thanks everybody for watching this review. Please leave a like below if you enjoyed it.
Like, subscribe if you haven't. You know.
And for the record, thank you so much everybody for the 3,000 subscriptions we just hit. Again, I will say if you go back to the previous video that says, let me make sure I get the title right so like none of y'all get jaded. It should say 3,000 subscribers, free game giveaway, leave a comment for entry. If you leave a comment in that video, you are automatically entered in to win potentially a brand new free game, whether it be Wii U, whether it be Xbox One, whether it be PS4, whether it be PC, and it's going to be a value of at least $60. And so that is,
maximum.
I'm sorry, maximum of $60. And thanks everybody for all your love, and y'all have a blessed evening, blessed night, blessed day. JVS, we're out.
We're out.
Oh, snap. My knees, boy. Think about the rain.